A very warm welcome everyone. As you're all aware that recently India has issued a notice to Pakistan in order to seek modifications in the Indus water treaty. So let's understand a few basic points with respect to that issue. So first of all, this treaty divided the main water system of the Indus river into an eastern river part and the western river part. India got complete unrestricted access to the three eastern rivers, namely Satluj, Beas and Ravi. These three rivers constitute only 20% of the total water carried by the Indus river system, and we have unrestricted access to this water. And on the other hand, the remaining 80% of the water that is contained in the main river Indus and the tributaries Jhelum and Chenab were given to Pakistan. However, India was given access to some features with respect to this water, like we could use that water for agriculture, although a fixed percentage with respect to the total flow. We could use it for navigation purposes, and we could set up run of the river hydroelectric projects, meaning thereby we were not allowed to dam those rivers and create reservoirs, but we could use the flowing water to generate electricity, right? There is a dispute resolution mechanism already provided under the treaty itself. A permanent Indus commission has been set up, which consists of two commissioners, one each from India and Pakistan. In case there is an issue, there is some point that needs clarification, this commission is given the first priority, is given the first prerogative to try and resolve this issue. These commissioners are basically representatives of both countries. In case they need a neutral expert to decide on that issue, that option has also been provided. However, in case either of the country pursues to take this issue for arbitration, a consent of both countries is required. So in order to send an issue with respect to the Indus water treaty for arbitration, the consent of both countries is required. So this is the point where the current issue has cropped up. Let's understand. The Kishinganga is a run of the river project on a tributary of the river Jhelum, right? Similarly, Ratle is also a run of the river power plant on Chenab. So initially in 2015, Pakistan requested to appoint a neutral expert challenging these two power projects of India. However, in 2016, Pakistan unilaterally revoked this request to set up a neutral expert, and it demanded that this matter should be referred to arbitration. It did that unilaterally. However, India's stance was clear that only a neutral expert should be set up. We did not agree for arbitration. Nevertheless, seeking Pakistan's advice, it meant that two simultaneous processes were initiated together. What simultaneous? First, the initial request of setting up of a neutral expert, which India seconded to, whereas Pakistan withdrew the consent for a mutual neutral expert and it requested for arbitration. So this issue was later brought before the World Bank, which actually brokered the deal between India and Pakistan, which resulted in the Indus Waters Treaty of 1960, and even the World Bank acknowledged that according to the treaty itself, two simultaneous processes cannot be pursued together. And furthermore, there were regular annual meetings of this Indus Water Permanent Indus Commission from 2017 to 22. India repeatedly asked Pakistan to try and resolve this issue between ourselves, but it did not agree, and it kept pressurizing the World Bank to pursue its stand. Recently, the World Bank, under pressure from Pakistan, has initiated both the processes simultaneously, despite having acknowledged that doing the same is not correct as per the treaty itself. So this is the main issue because of which on 25th of January, India has issued a notice to Pakistan as per the provisions provided under the treaty itself. Article 12 of the treaty, it gives us a proper procedure how to pursue such issues. And what is India seeking? India is still providing Pakistan an opportunity. India is still giving Pakistan, okay, we can resolve it in an intergovernmental manner. Let's not approach the international organizations. Let's resolve this amicably between ourselves. And it is seeking to give Pakistan another 90 days. setting a precedent as how water sharing can be solved among countries themselves. Well, India being a perfect example, not all our neighbors are as good as us. It is important to understand how China is using its water policy to simply wage war against its nations. Like since its annexation of Tibet, India, I'm sorry, since its annexation of Tibet, China has gained control of all the rivers originating from this third pole. Why is Tibet called the third pole? A lot of glaciers, maximum amount of glaciers are found in this area. Naturally, a whole lot of rivers originate from this area. And since China annexed Tibet, it got hold of all the river systems originating in this region, and a total of 18 countries are affected by the same. China has constructed more than 80,000 dams in its country. And a noteworthy feature for India is Brahmaputra has already been blocked by 3 major dams, and that is not the case. China is now constructing the world's largest dam, the 60 gigawatt County Dam, just near the border of Arunachal Pradesh. Just to give a scale about how grand this dam is going to be, it is 3 times the capacity of the existing largest dam, that is the Three Gorges Dam in China itself, right? Why is this important for us? China has been using these dams to cause flooding and droughts in its neighboring countries, although it does not admit, but there have been proofs, there have been evidences, like in the Indochina region, Laos, Vietnam, right? They experienced severe droughts that had never been experienced in the past 40 years. Why? China had dammed the Mekong Lake. More than 11 dams had been constructed on this river, on the river Mekong, and that led to severe droughts, crop failures in Thailand, right? So similarly, what has been already observed, due to these previously constructed dams, China has withheld water at times. It has also released water without information, which has led to flooding in Assam numerous times, right? India seems to counter this new project by setting up its own 10,000 megawatt capacity dam in this region, right? So that is not the only case. China is also constructing a dam in the POK region. Why is it exceptionally important for us? This is a severely high seismic zone. It experiences regular earthquakes, and furthermore, the reservoir will be extended to the Indian region, and it will lead to flooding in the nearby areas. So basically, it is controlling the waters not just in the Brahmaputra region but also in the Indus region. Just to give you an example, like not all countries, not all our neighbors are playing as fair as India according to the rules, right? So like I just mentioned, this has led to China's policy of damming rivers and releasing them as per will and withholding water as per will has led to severe crisis in this region, right? And in 2017, Arunachal witnessed floods, and that water just polluted the river itself, and towards the end it was found that it was contaminated with cement. So you can imagine the scale, that what type of war is being waged. Although we have an understanding and MOUs have been signed with China to share basic hydrological data with respect to Brahmaputra and Satluj. What do we mean by hydrological data? The level of reservoirs, especially in the monsoon season, so that we are aware beforehand in case certain dams capacity has been reached to the maximum level in China and they intend to release a lot of water, we are warned beforehand that a flood might occur. But these MOUs still failed after the Doklam standoff, right? China has stopped sharing this data and it led to flooding in Assam and UP. So this is important to study with respect to the Indus Waters Treaty, just to know that not all our neighbors are playing fair. So with this, that is all you need to be aware about. Thank you so much.